right off the bat. Look at the poinsettias on either side. Like, this is what we do on the ATV review, just so you guys get an idea of what's going on. We just go through this together, and I'm just commenting as we go. You guys comment as we go. Let's see what we got.
In-game with festive delivery missions and some fun holiday flair.
Yes, so that Outlaw, well, the Shipjacker outfit, or what we're calling the Outlaw outfit, because anyway, there's a long story behind that, but we don't need to go into it right now. It's certainly very cool and fun. There's been loads of screenshots people have shared, and in fact, Jake, our marketing department, did this 3D printed version and painted it. It's
very lovely.
Which is very cool.
Did a great job.
He did promise to put some lights on it, which was the task that Eric gave him.
Didn't do a great job.
We did ask him to put lights on it, but he did not do it. You can see he was very annoyed. He wanted the lights on the skull. Lights not given to Chris for this Christmas on his Christmas skull. Chris very upset. Lights not on the skull.
Nope. We'll be coming back tomorrow or next year. But don't worry about that. Only kidding. JK. Just kidding. No,
JK. LOL.
He's done a great job, and it's really nice.
It's very uncomfortable.
So they're very fun, and we've enjoyed seeing.
We always talk about this when we watch the ATVs, that we like the dynamic between Sandy and Chris. So like when Sandy's not there, I feel like it's a little bit off. Like Sandy and Chris combo has been working nonstop. Anytime they do anything else than Sandy and Chris, I'm kind of like, when I watch the ATV review, or when I watch the ATV and we do these ATV reviews, I'm like, it's not Sandy and Chris. Like, I love the Sandy Chris dynamic. It doesn't feel like it's where it needs to be without Sandy.
All the screenshots and submissions that you guys have done for our holiday contest. As usual, we've received a ton of great
Let's
stuff,
look at these.
and we're looking forward to pouring ourselves some.
Let's look at these.
And pouring over all the entries.
Womp, womp, womp.
Is that good?
This is eggnog. Nope.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Good?
We'll also announce the winners in early January. And it seems like everyone is getting into the spirit of the holiday season, contest notwithstanding, of course. With a couple of weeks ago, a group of 22 players came together with what they called Yuletide on Yella. It should be a song.
There should be
Let's sing a song. No.
Yeah, they all landed in formation to form a huge Christmas tree.
Yeah, really cool and seasonally appropriate.
It is. If you're into Christmas.
If you're into Christmas, of course. Or just trees.
Yeah, or trees, yeah. So
that had to take a long time to do that. Could you imagine logging into the server and like making a Christmas tree with your spaceships? Like, that would take a ridiculously amount of long time. Like, no. This doesn't look right. I need you to move over a little bit. Like, how many of you guys would be involved in making a Christmas tree out of your ships? Like, that seems like that would be an inordinate amount of time to do.
So as 2018 comes to a close and we finish up the first year of our quarterly release schedule, we have a lot to look back on and be very proud of.
We certainly do. Let's check out some of those highlights.
The best part about 2018 is hands down the emergent gameplay coming from the.
All right, so here we go. We got the filler. They're going to do the highlights from 2018. So they're doing, this is what I expected. I shouldn't have put my hopes up too high, expecting that they actually bring in people that are the new investors or talk to them. Hopefully they will do that in the future. Not quite sure. I think I've talked about this before. I think they really need to bring in the investors for an ATV. I really think that would be a smart thing for them to do. They're not going to do it yet. It's too fresh. They're just going over the 2018 review. Let's see what they pick as highlights for 2018. Slightly disappointed, but because of the time of the year, because it's the Christmas season, I'm gonna take a breath. I'm gonna realize they're just doing filler right now. So let's see what they pick for like the best moments of 2018. What are your best moments for 2018 when in concerns with Star Citizen? I would like to see that.
The community, all of the videos, the images, everything on the community hub, on top of over 30 in-game events and contests that we ran throughout the year. Yeah, community.
This was an awesome year because just the opportunity to work with the team, really deliver on this vision was amazing.
The coolest thing that's come out of Star Citizen this year is probably going to be hitting those.
It's probably going to be my series called Experience Star Citizen. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. Expo was awesome. Expo was pretty awesome. I do give that to you.
Releases and seeing that constant flow of content getting into the players' hands quicker.
Last year we had to basically revisit and remake Star Citizen. This year was more like, okay, I want to see Arc redone. I cannot wait to see Arc redone.
Like I want to see this is what I want to see, like Arc at night right now. Like that's going to be fantastic, man. Like every time we went to Arc when they first started, you know, pushing us onto the platform, Arc was always like dark and gray, kind of like smoggy a little bit. I'm looking forward to seeing Arc like with all different types of weather environments, day, night cycles, the whole thing. Like I can't wait to see Arc. That's going to be so difficult. Like, I wonder how long Arc is going to take because of the actual texturing on the planet. It's literally a city planet. Like, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to do. So I'm kind of wondering, like, if I see ArcCorp pushed out like really soon, like I will be like, okay, the project feels good. Like, if they can do that and they can get ArcCorp going, like, I will be like, wow. Okay, great. Like then they've locked me back into knowing that like I'm more dead set. Like sure that that going forward, I feel good about it.
This cool tech, what could we do with it, and how do we expand upon it?
Lawville has been challenging. It's been awe-inspiring to work on.
We all love jiggle physics, dude.
It's been epic.
Object container streaming killed us this year.
Improved the frame rate massively.
Well, you know what? Goddamn right, Object Container killed them, and I'm glad that it did because they needed to bring out OCS, man. Like that was the biggest hurdle, and you know, like I'm sure that these guys had like a legitimately hard time putting OCS together and implementing it into the game to make sure that this game could be like to the most stable, performed, best rates that we can get on frames. Like object container streaming was so fucking important. And you could hear in that one dude's voice, he was just like, you know, that was the hardest thing this year. Well, you know, I'm glad they got it out. They needed to get that out. So thank God that they got OCS going on.
It just allows us to keep putting more and more content into the game, something that we'd hit the previous limit, and now we can just keep going. Huge integral change to the way that the game is made and the way that we
Did you see that shot? Did you guys see that shot right there? Hold on, let me go back to that.
Is made in the way that we
let me go back to that. Oh, that's pretty right there. Like that is really sexy right there. I don't know how they're gonna do Arc, man. Like I really like this is a fascinating thing in gaming. Like to have this, like just think about this particular planet, like with all the buildings, like literally no nature. Like for them to do this, for them to actually have something like this in game, I don't know, man, that's going to take a shit ton of resources. I'm like curious as to like how Arc's going to end up. Like, is it going to be completely explorable as a planet? You know, everything else has been, but like imagine the amount of resources that this planet's going to take, you know, just to draw up. It's going to be crazy.
Huge integral change to the way that the game is made and the way that we create our systems.
It's really given us an accurate representation of how individual locations perform.
Very impressive technology.
Favorite weapons is a tough one. That's like asking me to name my favorite child.
Coolest thing for Star Citizen was the Squadron 42 trailer, because that was amazing. There's so many cool things going on all the time. I don't remember when they happened. I'm just like, that was cool, that was cool, that was cool. This is constant.
So there's been some specific stuff in each quarter that I was personally really excited about.
Being able to decide what you want to look like in the verse via the character customizer.
Something real important to me was FOIP, the face over IP technology.
It adds a really fun way for the players to kind of interact with each other. I think this year we probably put out the most ships that we've ever done.
Yeah, FOIP was huge in Red. You're right, dude. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are kind of like, you know, a little too harsh on it. I don't know if you guys are watching the Experienced Star Citizen videos that I'm doing, but I'm having a great time with the game right now. Like, the FOIP was really like a really cool technological hurdle, and it's very understated. Like, a lot of people aren't even realizing how cool FOIP is right now. And there's a lot of positives with the game right now, and I think that a lot of times when you see people kind of get a little negative on it, they're very frustrated. I talk about that actually when I talk about if you guys checked out the last video, last Star System video I did, it was concerning the $42 million that was spent, and or $46 million that was sold. Sorry, the shares that were sold for $46 million. And I talk about people that are kind of like a little bit more negative on the game right now, and how I can understand it and why. So if you guys should check that out. But I'll tell you what, the positives are this. You know, FOIP right now is really cool tech, and the game itself, I'm having a good time with it. They need to work out, like they're working with flight controls right now. I'm really curious to see where flight controls are going to take us, the new flight system. And I hope it's going to be something where I'm down with it. I feel like I'm going to have a tinge of disappointment with the new flight system, but we'll see. I'm not going to put any spoilers or anything out there, but I've got a couple inside tracks on what's going on with the flight system. So when I see it implemented and I'm playing with the new flight system, I will let you guys know on the channel.
Highlight of the year would be
absolutely CitizenCon.
CitizenCon?
CitizenCon stuff.
CitizenCon was really good this year.
It was CitizenCon 100%.
CitizenCon, one word, legendary.
CitizenCon. That I made the mission. That's pretty cool.
You made the mission?
I did make the mission. Missions.
Who knew?
Who knew? People who watched the last ATV, I guess.
On the largest gathering of Star Citizens ever assembled, 2 different tracks, main stage and secondary stage. Getting to hear from everybody. We get the life-size Dragonfly, the 3D printed Kraken.
Oh, I really like the
Dude, Kraken sales were through the roof. They made tons of money on the Kraken.
That's coming out from the other teams.
And I was really impressed with what they're doing there with the new handling system for the ships.
It was just massive, basically, what we pulled off.
Wait, did that really happen? Wait, I don't remember that at CitizenCon. Do you guys remember that? Somebody proposed to somebody at CitizenCon? I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that? We watched that all together. We watched that whole damn CitizenCon together. I don't remember that at all. Why do I forget that? Do you remember that? I can't believe I forgot that. I must have forgotten that. Yeah, I remember that.
Around the Verse, our weekly development showcase, hit 200 episodes this year.
Around the Verse.
This is why I love, this is why I love what we're doing right now, these ATV reviews, because I feel like together, talking about it together, like as we continue forward, we'll get a bigger and bigger audience, and we'll talk about more issues as these ATV reviews kind of evolve. We've already done it. Like in the past 3 months we've been doing this, we've had like mixed kind of crowds. You know, sometimes we'll only have like 5 or 6, sometimes we'll have 10, sometimes we'll have 20, sometimes it all really depends upon time of day. And you know, like but I think what's interesting with these ATV reviews we do here on the channel is like I get to hear like all the different types of voices, like the opinions, what's happening, and like to talk about them when we do it. That's like my favorite part of these shows,
seeing Chris and Sandy.
But lately, like lately we called this out like back in what, October, I think we did on the ATV reviews, when we started noticing like that they got along a hell of a lot better recently. Like they got this like flirtatious chemistry going on, Chris and Sandy, lately, that I think like is really good. I think it's really good for the show. So like I really love when on an ATV when I see Chris and Sandy together. I really do.
Maybe
it never used to be like that.
Or might say otherwise.
Oh, hello. I was just celebrating my Christmas spirit. Do you have some questions for me? I see. Sorry.
Such a goof, man.
Mining in the Prospector, that was a huge gameplay loop that was finally added.
You know what? I love the mining. I love the mining. It's very active. The one thing I love about mining, and I have a mining tutorial on the channel, you guys can see it, is that mining's not like a click and wait thing. It's, you have to be very actively focused on mining. I do like that because it makes mining essentially fun for those that are industrial, that like to mine, and it keeps them actively focused on the task at hand. I think that the resources should be priced appropriately because it is time consuming, and you are actively involved in mining. This isn't like Eve where you just get in your retriever and click mine, or you click your turrets to pop the lasers on, and then just suck down roids, and you're essentially just watching like a JPEG go inside of your hold. This isn't like that. This is literally like you're actively mining. And I think that I'm going to be putting a video about rest stops and mining, and I'm going to be putting that out sometime next week. So I'd love to hear your guys' opinions upon what I'm about to say. I won't get into the topic though. I won't get into no spoilers.
But getting in there prospectors, and I think it was really nice for people to interact.
I love it. I love mining in the game right now, even in the alpha stage. I love the mining.
Because it's a bit complicated for me. I'm more of a sightseer.
I think what made this year awesome is, it tends to be what makes every year awesome at CIG, is that we are constantly improving.
The way that we've scaled up the amount of content there is, and the speed at which we've been able to scale that content up. For me,
and the content has been speeding up. It has been lately.
And that's only going to get quicker as we get further along.
We have a whole new world of things that we could bring bigger, more
I think that they have a base down. I think SIG has a good base down now to kind of like propel themselves forward. You're going to see things happen a lot faster. But I do think the primary focus is going to be on Squadron 42 now. I think they're going to switch gears, and then the assets that hit on Squadron 42 will then roll over to the PU. That's exactly how I think it's going to roll in 2019. I think you're going to see a lot of content on the PU side when it comes to planets and places to go. And you'll see a lot of the work being done that needs to happen this year on the network bind calling, or they call it the NBC, is that the server meshing. That is the biggest hurdle I see in 2019 going forward. Arcane, welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing? Welcome. It's so good to see you here, man. We're going through an ATV review right now, and I'm just talking about what we can afford, what we expect to see. Holy God, he's subscribed. Thank you so much, Arcane. Thank you, dude. Spicing up the show with the subscription. Arcane coming in, dude, slapping down that subscribe button. Boom. Thank you, Arcane. Thank you so much. More streaming coming up in 2019. I will have a schedule eventually, probably Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to see. I will announce it in the Discord, but thank you so much, Arcane, for that subscription, dude. I super appreciate you, man. I hope everything's going good. It was good to talk to you yesterday in the Discord, seeing how you had a good Christmas. So a lot of people in the room today having good Christmases. Hopefully coming up in 2019, like I said, you're going to see a lot more places to go in the PU. And I think you're going to see a lot of focus being put onto NBC, which is network bind calling. A lot of the issues that are going to be the ones that are the biggest issues in 2019 are going to be, how do we get the most amount of people on one server doing the same thing, you know, doing all these different things at the same time on one server. That's going to be the biggest hurdle in 2019, and I think into 2020. I think that's going to be, like, OCS was a big one for a long time. I think OCS for the most part's conquered. They got to work on it their side. They got client side down pretty good. But I'm telling you, the biggest hurdle going forward is definitely going to be the network bind calling, all the server type issues, that type of thing where you're getting so many people together. That's the make or break of the game. I personally think that that is what is going to be the biggest thing. You have these large ships with so many people, you know, inside the ship, fighting other ships with so many people, smaller ships flying around, so many people, planet side, so many people, all these things happening at the same time on one particular server. That's got to be seamless. That's why I think that NBC is so important. Server meshing so important going into 2019. If they don't really focus on that, that's going to be a death knell. They need to focus on that coming up. And I think that I really think that they'll be able to tackle it. I didn't think they'd be able to tackle OCS. Boom, OCS is down. OCS is tackled. Performance and stability got a hell of a lot better in 2018. That's my highlight. My highlight for 2018 is definitely the OCS, because it has to do with the gameplay, has to do with the performance, has to do with me wanting to come back and play the game. That was the biggest thing that we had. Remember beginning 2018? Remember 2017? You remember how many people were complaining that they had shit frame rates? They couldn't have that stability that they wanted. That's because they didn't have OCS, man. And so many people were like, you know, they didn't feel like it was a game. They logged out. They never came back to it. They're like, what the fuck is this? And then boom, OCS comes out, better frame rates, more content. You're seeing more people playing the game, more people coming back to it. That was the biggest thing we were harping on. 2017, at the end of 2017, going into 2018, if you were watching DaGaimez, that's all I was talking about. That's all I was talking about on almost every single video for Star Citizen, how important that was. And boom, that shit dropped, and it's so much better now, so much better.
Some maps and everything.
Yeah, Arcane.
There are so many people that you guys never get to see, and today I want to thank them. So thank you for making this the best year of the time that I've been here.
Yeah, making games is the best. I don't want anything else.
And that's all for this week. As we say so long,
man, that was a short
one. We want
one.
to acknowledge the subscribers who make it possible for us to bring you these shows. We hope you've enjoyed the exclusive Flair items released over this past year.
Yeah, no, there's been some very cool ones.
Yeah.
And let's take a quick look back at the Flair of 2948.
Oh, that Flair. Yeah, Red. Like a lot. Listen, a lot has been done. A lot has been done that needs to be taken like into account. You know, like for as many people as there are that are poo-pooing Star Citizen right now, and I get it. I have my moments. I do. I have my moments of it. You know, like there are moments when they deserve it. But like right now, I really think that I'm not worried about this share sale as much as a lot of other people are. It tends to happen in game development where you need that cash. I think that the only worry, the slight worry I have is how the money is going to be managed going forward, because I'm not quite sure that the money was managed properly in the past. And I only say that because looking at how fast SIG has expanded, I get where Chris wants to get this going to, but I'm only worried that he went a little too fast. I was saying that in 2017 as they were expanding to 300. I was saying that in 2018. And now going into 2019, where we're almost past 500 plus employees, this is a juggernaut. This company is getting larger and larger and larger. And I think at some point there has to be a pace to be set. I don't want this to be like, it seems to me like sometimes because the amount of time people are always saying like, this needs to get out right away. This needs to happen right now. That what you see is like, Chris takes that to heart. And so he's like just explosively expanding. I think beyond their means at this particular point, which is why I think the outside money came in, because Chris wants to get this going and wants to get it out. He wants to get it released. You understand? So that's why I brought in the investors. That's why I brought in that 46 million. It's not just going to be marketing like people say, like Sig says, it's not even, it's going to be towards everything that needs to be done to bring Squadron 42 out in 2020, period. That's what that $46 million is for. And they're going to try and sell as much Squadron 42 as they can to bring back some type of revenue. And I think as going forward, I don't really see a problem as long as they deliver on that $46 million. You know, that's where I'm at right now. DY says there better be a lot of demos regarding 300i rework over the next 3 months, says DY. Red also says parallel network jobs and lobby refractors upcoming in the next patch. They will be important to increase the player count. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, most people yell in the hope they're yelling get their thing done in Star Citizen, says Red. Yeah, like there are people that do yell pretty loud, me included. Red, about the economy. Damon says Chris needed the money because I bet his wife. Like we watched the last ATV review, Damon, and we thought to ourselves that Sandy was kind of like the impetus behind this whole sell, behind the share sale. Because the way they had talked and interacted with one another, it looked like Sandy was like, you know, let's get this thing, let's get the show on the road. Let's get this moving. It's sometimes like literally lately, I feel like, and I don't know if this is the writing on ATV, but I feel like Sandy's more connected with the viewers than Chris is. Like if you watch the past couple ATV reviews with Chris and Sandy, it feels to me like Sandy's actually connecting more with the gamer audience and like the little things. Like she's got some zingers that she tells the Chris that are like off the cuff and they don't seem like they're written. You know, the comment she made last week about AI was spectacular, dude. That like she came down savage. Like Sandy was savage when she came down with that comment about the AI being sucky, and I was like, oh snap. Like I love that. Like lately I feel like Sandy's definitely connecting more with the audience, and I really think that Sandy was one of the reasons why the 46 million happened. I think she's got huge power over Chris. I mean, she's very attractive. They've been married a long time. She's got that kind of like vibe about her where she loves the Hollywood type thing. And she wants this thing to be successful too. Trust me. Sandy wants this thing to be as successful as Chris wants this to be successful. They do share that together. They have that ambition, right? So for me, last week's ATV review was really good. If you guys missed last week's ATV review, go check that out. This one was kind of filler. This one was definitely filler. Let's see here. It's easy for girls to connect with nerds. Yeah, Chris was superstar nerd, man. Chris was totally superstar nerd back in the 90s, man. Like Chris was like, oh, what the hell's the name of that series? I'll tell you guys next week. I got so much I got to do. Even now, it's like, what time is it? I still got lots to do in real life right now. So there's your pictures from 2018. They're showing all the flair.
Subscriber flair and perks are looking to get even better in 2019.
They're better because they need that subscriber revenue. I was recently able to subscribe thanks to everybody here on the channel, all of our patrons right now. I'm using a lot of the Patreon funds towards the subscriber ships so we can see the new ships and fly newer model ships and make more experienced Star Citizen videos. So I appreciate everybody that's doing that. And let's just finish up this ATV review here.
49. Yeah. So stay tuned.
Going into 2949 with red.
Yes, and thanks, of course, to all the backers from all our studios around the globe.
I wish they would have talked a little bit about the share sale. I'm just saying. I wish they, but I understand. I understand.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays, and all the best for the new year.
Look at all these people, dude. Like, look at all these people. Okay, I'm just saying this. I think that what's going to end up happening is a lot of the employee base is going to shift over to England. I think you're going to see a lot of Europe. I think that like they're kind of done bringing in people in America right now because of tax reasons. I've noticed that with the finances, that like the shift of employees is going more into Europe. A lot of the financial shit's going more into the Europe side of the financial spectrum because of the way that the taxes are a little bit more lenient over there. So I when I watch these and I see all these people here, I feel kind of bad for the American employees because I think to myself like, oh man, like I hope your jobs are going to be safe. yes, Red, you should. Damon says, because of the DaGaimez Patreon or all your teeth will fall out because Dames, you guys, I'm telling you what though, I always have a great time with you guys. Like every time I do these ATV reviews, I love chilling out. I love talking to you guys. This one was a little slow. It's the time of the year. I didn't expect a lot. It's okay. Last ATV was off the hook, you know, like it was just crazy. If you guys missed that, go check that out. It was a very good ATV review. This one, fair to middling, I'd say. I'd say because of the content right now, like I was expecting a little bit more with the share sale. I still wish them to be as transparent, as open as they have been. And I want them to continue to talk about the new investors. I want them to be very open about it. You know, I would love to even have them come on ATV and them being asked some questions by the audience. And yeah, guys, I think that's it. Let's see here.
And with that, we say farewell to both 2018 and 2948. And we will see you next year around the verse.
Man, I can't wait till ARC comes out. Like, ARC Corp is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. I can't wait till that planet comes out. That's what I'm waiting for. That's my jam, man. I can't wait to check that out. That'll be fun. Thanks, everybody, for joining me on this ATV review here on DaGaimez Live. Our fans here live, and they're just like chilling out. That's what we do here. Every Thursday, guys, check out our Discord. That's where I announce that I'm going live. And thank you so much to everybody. Shout out to Noro for following, Arcane for subscribing, Damon for that 25 Christmas bucks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And Dark for the giveaway that we're going to have in January, which is going to be awesome. A Mustang and Squadron 42, $100 value. And we'll have another ATV review coming up next week. And I'll probably stream once or twice between now and then. I'm going to get more active streaming again. And thanks, guys. Have a good day. Night. Yeah, it's night. Gotta make more content.